Hi everyone and welcome back to the WARNO August tournament. Today we have a game with Crpr and xStark, both newer players to the tournament, and I do love following the newer players through their tournament games because you see such a massive improvement in their playstyles. xStark in particular, I know, has been on Discord a lot asking for advice, getting feedback, showing his replays, and really trying to improve from where he was to where he is now, and it certainly shows, and I'm really excited to see these two play this match. So on the left in blue we have Crpr as the 8th Infantry, and over on the right we have xStark in red as the 39th. We're back on Vertigo. It's quite a fun map. There's always a lot of fighting in Alpha, obviously, usually a bit of skirmishing up in Echo, but I'm expecting most of the fighting to happen down here. Now straight away Crpr has gone for those early commands. It means there'll be less on the front line, however it means he's racking up points very rapidly, +6 right now. Anti-air fighter in as well for him, going for this Mi-24. Good choice because that Mi-24 very good at taking out incoming infantry. Good kill on that, very good kill. Now up at the top, not a lot of units for either player, certainly less for Crpr. He's just got some Jaeger Aufgull up there. At the moment, it looks like xStark has got himself into a better position here. Unfortunately, Crpr has been locked up a lot by these choppers. That fighter is coming back in for another pass, and it has killed the chopper, so that's 2 choppers down. He did lose the jet, but to be honest, it's probably worthwhile because killing those 2 choppers means that his troops can push further forward into the point. So that's probably a worthwhile loss. Plenty of defense here for this command in this point. Obviously, he's not pushed much up into Echo, so sensible to have a defensive line further back. Some mortars in here. A couple of troops down here. Military police for Crpr. Crpr being reasonable, defending the back line. I feel like that's a good position to be in. If you're not pushing all the way forward, have a little bit of defense further back. Over this side, xStark has a couple of UAZs up here for recon, but that's it. A couple of units in here as Vedka, Metis for any vehicles that try to push across Echo. Down here, a couple of recon, nothing too exciting. You can see that most of the fighting is going to take place here again. Now, with the loss of those 2 choppers, realistically, xStark doesn't have a huge amount left up here. He's got a couple of Iglas, 2 squads of Mostrelki, Grenza there, another couple of Mostrelki, and a Vedka heavy, and another Grenza. So there's not a lot there, but equally, Crpr doesn't have a lot coming in at the moment. He will be waiting on reinforcements for that point. He is going to rely on those mortars for a little while, I think. Mortars are a good choice, though. They do damage now. He will be able to hold back the tide of xStark. xStark is bringing commands now for those 2 back points. Obviously, Crpr getting a really big head start. Nearly 700 points right now. Obviously, that's a good head start towards that 2,000 goal. xStark just pushing his recon up a little bit in the middle here. A T-80 coming in down there. Getting into a slightly more forward position here. Bradley pushing up quite close. He just needs to be careful of Mostrelki getting too near him, but it should be useful to kill infantry out in the open. That's not quite in range. He will be able to hit that, though. More concerned about that tank coming in for the Bradley. Mortar's almost in position now as well. Some M60s coming in, rifles. Oh, 2 tow Cobras, very nice choice. Obviously, you need to be careful. There are 2 Iglas there, but they'll be very useful against the tank, and they'll be very useful against infantry that are much further forward than the anti-air. Obviously, surface-to-air missile, pretty good range, but I would hope that if the choppers can see these guys, they should be out of the range of the Iglas at the moment. Bradley being used to good effect there, but obviously he is having to get it quite far forward. Fire teams in good health at the moment. These dragons, however, taking a lot of fire from that T-80. In terms of what's coming in now, there is another rocket attack chopper coming in there. Do notice a tow Cobra swinging around the back for CRPR there. Oh, if he could see what we can see, the two commands there completely undefended, going past each other, that tow Cobra could have had both of those. That's such a shame for him. It's impossible for him to know that, but it's a shame, isn't it? If he was down there, he could have had both of those commands. Sorry, xStark, nothing against you, of course. Ito in the middle there, bit out in the open, unfortunately. Has got a couple of shots off. Mortars coming in on that tank now. Cohesion is low, but I think it will finish off the Ito, and it has. Only one pip of health left. A good shot on a mortar on top of it might do the damage. He has stunned it. That tank might just get out by the skin of its teeth, though. Good use of that Mi-24 there. There isn't actually any anti-air. He's having to bring in another Fighting Falcon to engage that. Fighting Falcon did the job it needed to do. Did take a shot from the Igla, though. Mortars now being switched to fire at these guys here. Tow Cobras coming in to engage, though the Iglas are being moved up to engage those Tow Cobras. Needs to be very careful. AA jet coming in there for those Cobras as well. That was a Su-27S. Came in very rapidly. Did take a bit of fire and is retreating. Tow Cobra is taking a lot of fire from these Iglas right now. Mortars being used against the Iglas. One Igla squad dead. The other one's still alive. Tow Cobra is stunned, spinning out of control. Routed. Other Tow Cobra is still engaging the infantry, though it is also badly damaged. It's taking shots from the Igla now. I think the Motostrelki are firing at it as well. Ito is engaging, I assume, against that T-80. Will get the hit. Did not finish the job, it missed. Could have sworn that missile went into it. There we go, second one got it. It has killed. A couple of Osas racing around the back. He has managed to take out the other chopper. This is an action-packed fight. Su-25 rocket. The Tanner Special came in there. I'm not even sure what it hit. There was so much going on. One Tow Cobra has managed to pull back. It is routed. I thought they'd both died, but one is still alive. This Tow Cobra here has swung back round and come to this point. Not sure what the plan is right now. Points are now in xStark's favour in all of that insanity at the bottom here. It's now +2. He has a command at the top there and a command in here. This one is neutralised, obviously. From the position we were in at the start of the game, where xStark was sort of in reasonable control at this point, it's now the case that CRPR has moved back into the point and is in control of that half of that town, or those industrial buildings, I should say. Good use of tanks at the back for xStark, by the way. Just keeping them out of range. Same for CRPR here. Just keeping them in range to fire at stuff that appears, but not so close as to get hit by the infantry. Gunner's pushing up here. He's managed to clear out a lot of the infantry. Equally, I think he's lost quite a bit as he's come in. What's coming in terms of reinforcements now? He's obviously still got these mortars here. There's some supply trucks coming in. There's an ITV there with Tortus. I suppose at the moment it is the case the CRPR is still wildly ahead in points with 900. However, xStark is now ticking up those points. That Tow Cobra has gone in here against those Razvedka. He is going for the command. He has killed it. That will neutralise that point. It will mean it'll be back to 0, so no points currently going to xStark. I'm sure he will rectify that situation very quickly. Su-25 rocket attack. Tanner Special coming in and has taken out that chopper. For anyone who didn't watch earlier casts when the game was first out in early access, the reason that I call the Su-25 rocket attack jet as Tanner Special is because early on it was Tanner, P. Tanner's favourite jet. He was always calling them in every game. There was an Su-25 rocket attack jet coming in. Even when the rocket attack jets weren't that good, Tanner was bringing them in. So for me, it will always be a Tanner Special. Obviously, all these things have been improved over time. Loads of reinforcements coming in here. Loads of Motorstrelki and Sapri coming in for xStark now. He's going to go in force into this point. Still has the command at the back here, which is safe at the moment. M60 in a good position here to fire across. Mortars coming in and firing on there. Not seeing any artillery on mortars from xStark at the moment. He is bringing in another T-80 there. It did serve him well, but it took a lot of damage. Good use of a rocket attack coming in against that M60. Is taking lots of fire from Chaparral and Pivads though. Obviously the Su-25 takes a lot of fire. Command has been moved out of the point in that corner. Plenty of mortars coming in on those forward troops still, but he's all the reinforcements, and those reinforcements aren't going to be met by a lot from CRPR at the moment, unfortunately. He is bringing in an M1A1 Abrams, but is not bringing in a lot of infantry. He's bringing in 2 M1A1s, actually. Another command coming in for xStark at the top there. We've had this period of a very volatile bottom point and a little bit of back and forward skirmishing at the top where a couple of units have been lost. It looks like once again xStark is probably going to push through into this point and take it from CRPR, at least in terms of the center of the point. Still really good use of these mortars. He is rearming them and everything. Mortars finally coming out the other side for xStark. Those M1A1 Abrams going up to the center rather than coming down the bottom here. And another tow Cobra going up to the top there. Wondering what the plan is from CRPR here. Is he going to try and come in from the top down, or is he going to try and push Echo? Hard to say. Here come the infantry reinforcements, which will be heading towards Alpha, I am sure. But just in sheer numbers, xStark has managed to completely overwhelm this point. Obviously Sapri up at the front with their satchel charges ready to be thrown. And CRPR is having to retreat his forces from that point. But never say never. CRPR could be easily going back into that point. He is pulling down those Abrams now, coming towards that central area. The Crpr gun coming in there. Crpr getting very close to the front lines here. He's not actually in any cover either. Neither of those Razvedka, actually. Cobra engaging the UAZs here. Is taking a lot of damage. He's probably going to die to those UAZs. What have the UAZs got? Heavy machine guns. That is enough to take out a chopper if they get close enough. Oh, he might get it out alive. It is cohesion low and it will need repair, but I think he's salvaged it. xStark with no defences on the back points for his commands there. It's such a shame that CRPR hasn't realised this, as he probably could have killed both of those. Obviously, that is, you know, it's about scouting and pushing and taking the chance. He did have that tow Cobra around the back. Obviously, CRPR does have defense at least at one of his points, and these things are pretty close to this one, so he's feeling quite secure. Maybe he feels like xStark's doing the same. Obviously, we can see everything. They can't. Tanner Special coming back in for another attack. xStark making really good use of this jet, and it is good against tanks and things, so don't underestimate its capability. Not the best at hitting front armor of tanks, but will do damage to side armor really effectively. There you go, stunned that one. HE bomber coming in as well, hitting that tank. Tank is dead from the HE bomber strike. That Abrams took a lot of fire to its front and sides. Look at how badly damaged it is from that rocket attack. Cannot underestimate those rocket attack jets. Second rocket attack coming in, the Su-25. Tanner Special gonna finish off that M1A1 Abrams, I think. That's a very disappointing loss. 2 of those, they're quite expensive, 240 points apiece. I always have to remind myself because they keep changing prices. Yes, that's an unfortunate loss. Can he kill the... And he has taken out the Su-25 though. He'll be happy about that. At least he took out the Su-25. It wasn't a free kill for xStark. But right now, looks like xStark firm control of this area here. Plenty of Cobras coming in for CRPR though. Plenty of Bradleys coming in the middle there. Getting back into this point is going to be a challenge though. Ito's engaging this here. It's just a bit of a transport more than anything else though. Obviously still widely ahead in terms of points for CRPR. It's currently neutralized. He could do with getting a command into the top, I suppose. Equally, xStark needs a command in the bottom, and he is bringing one in there. Obviously, I don't know how many commands CRPR has available to him. I assume more than what's on the field, because I don't think that xStark has killed any of CRPR's commands as yet. S27S coming in to take out one of those two Cobras. Has done the job. It's taking a lot of fire. Will it get away from that? No, he has lost the SG-27. Sea Jet coming in there. Was going for those OSAs. OSAs are radar. Do have a little radar symbol, but I assume he turned them off. He could be micromanaging them. Raven certainly didn't seem to fire anything. Coming in to engage those Cobras. Good effort on CRPR's part. The Cobras would have been a good choice. There wasn't a lot of AA there, but unfortunately those OSAs managed to push up. Mi-24 rocket attack. Chopper coming in for xStark as well now. Still very few units at the top for both players. There is now an Eaglet up there, I notice, in case any choppers try to swing around the top again. Command in here, back to +2 for xStark. xStark in pretty solid control at this point now. Just over 22 minutes left to go in this game. xStark still has a lot of catching up to do in terms of his points. He will do it in 22 minutes at +2. So he is in the position now. He could just hold. He doesn't necessarily have to push. He is at the advantage. He could also opt to go for a kill on the commander in the corner there. I mean, he obviously knows that there's very few places that CRPR can be hiding a command in that point. So some repeated bombardment with mortars or artillery could be useful in this situation. Whether he goes for that option is up for debate. I think xStark is the type of player who will enjoy a fight, so would rather keep fighting on than just trying to wipe his opponent out. Equally, with the right build-up of forces, there's no reason CRPR couldn't perhaps take Echo. There isn't a lot there. There's a few reinforcements seemingly heading that way perhaps now, but the majority of xStark's forces are focused on this bottom point. He didn't take a lot to the top at any point in this game. Notice reinforcements coming in there. Not sure what CRPR's plan is. Obviously, he could have pushed Echo. He might have taken it. Obviously, he needs to have a solid defensive line to stop xStark then pushing onto Bravo from the bottom. Lots of smoke going down here. He's sending those Sapri in. He is going for the kill on that command. Really good use of smoke. We're seeing it used more and more in WARNO now in these tournament matches. It's gone through sort of phases. Early on, not many people used it. It was used for some strategies like, you know, hiding a CV in a load of smoke. And obviously people not being able to kill the CV then, unless they got right on top of it. And then it kind of went out of fashion again, and then gradually it's come into fashion again in recent patches. Bradley pushed right up here, engaging these Mortarstrelki. That is pretty far forward. Sapri pushed right up here. Mech Rifles dancing around them. The Mech Rifle commander running this way now. Obviously the Sapri engaging on these engineers. They will cause lots of issues for the engineers. Good use of Tow Cobra for fire support though. Blackhawks coming in here with Rangers. They're taking fire already though. And the Mi-24 is engaging on them. Mi-24 is taking fire from the Chaparral. Oh. Has he got the troops down? No, they're spinning out of control. He is landing. He should drop the Rangers off. MI-24 is still going to try and fire. Oh, and it is dead. Chaparral got the final blow. Rangers moving in now. Support from the Bradley. Very, very well done. +4 currently to xStark, though those commanders had to move out. They are back in now. Really curious if he's going to bring in a command for Echo. Obviously, it's an expense of over 100 points to bring in another command. You know, and these are units that can be used for attacking otherwise, in terms of the points where you can spend them. Poor Mech Rifles leader is under heavy fire from those BMP3s now. H-25 rocket attack coming in to engage those Rangers. Oh, very, very nice. Very nice. Mortars being used against the BMP3 there. BMP3 is engaging on these tanks coming in. Just M60s that don't have a lot of armor. They're not going to take many shots from those BMP3 missiles. There's one dead. Conker's now engaging as well. Oh. Over half health lost from those two Conkers engaging. They will finish the job this time. Oh, that one missed. He got lucky. It's 25 rocket going for that commander in the corner, and it is dead. Back to +4 for xStark. He got a kill on the 25 again. Lots of tanks coming in. I think xStark is going to be an absolute nightmare to dislodge from this point now. And he's almost caught up in points. Now at +4. Command is coming in there for CRPR. I assume it's going to be coming to the bottom here. I'm not sure why he's never opted to put one in the top point. I honestly don't know. I don't know if he's just forgotten that he doesn't have one up there, or he's just so focused on the bottom here. It is easy to get a bit of tunnel vision in these games when you're very focused on taking one point. I mean, I feel like it would be sustainable to have one in there. You could get one in the buildings or in the back here, just to neutralize it. But I don't know what's going to happen here. And RS pushing up that way, and some more M60s coming down here. Mech Rifles pushing in down here. Oh, what a strike from that MiG-23 HE bomber. xStark will be pleased with that. Killed all three of those squads. 16 minutes left to go. Two MiG-23 HE bombers were coming in there, but have been evac'd. Not sure what he was planning to bring them in for. CRPR has put up one hell of a fight in this match, but I think he's in trouble now. It's going to be a real challenge to push back into Alpha. And he's not built up a huge amount of forces up here. I do know he's moving up the Jaeger Aufkel there. I suspect he thinks that xStark has a lot more in there than he does. But for the lack of sort of pushing aggressively at the top in any way, shape or form, or having more units up there, he's sort of compounded the fact that xStark can just keep reinforcing the bottom. Sometimes it can be worth in these games putting a little bit of pressure on at both points, just to force, you know, your opponent to spend a little bit on the top and the bottom rather than just all on the bottom. But for the most part, although there are some reinforcements seemingly coming in towards the top/middle now, xStark's managed not to pull in a lot up there. And equally, to be fair, neither has CRPR, but the problem is CRPR hasn't had a command up there, whereas xStark has had a command up there for most of the game, even though it did get killed once. Bradley engaging. Are there still infantry in that Bradley? I think there are. Military police pushing down here, but they're taking a lot of fire from multiple angles. HE bomber striking at the top there. And we know that there are plenty more HE bombers available and an SU-25 rocket still. This one's going for down here, I think. He has managed to get a command in the bottom corner there. Still not sent a command to the top, though. This is going to be a nice strike again. He's getting plenty of kills with these bombers. I will give that to xStark. SU-25 taking out the infantry in the middle. He has lost his jet, but xStark doing a really good job with those bombers. Yeah. Military police are doomed. This has been a heck of a back and forth game from the start to the center, and the fight that CRPR has brought to xStark in this game has been magnificent. I think, without sounding cruel, I think CRPR is out the game now, realistically. Even at +2, xStark has won this in 13 minutes. And there's less and less at the top for CRPR. So xStark just has control of the map right now. He doesn't necessarily need to push. He can just sit and hold on +2. Quite a few artillery pieces in at the back here now. I thought he just had mortars in, but he's actually got quite a few of those D30 cannons, which are really good. He's engaging the mortars. Getting some decent hits on the mortars as well. Certainly not to be underestimated, the D30s. They're pretty cheap. 130 points. Maybe not that cheap anymore. They used to be cheaper. Obviously, there has been a price rebalancing of the artillery pieces since they upped their power. Still cheaper than some of the self-propelled artillery pieces. More Stralky coming in there. SU-25 rocket attack jet just flying around in circles at the top there. xStark is not letting up with that fire. They fire really fast as well, those D30s. They're almost like mortars in the speed they fire. He is also moving a lot of forces down here, xStark. Determined to push this corner, I think. F-16 cluster coming in for CRPR there. Wonder what he's going for. These are precision bombers, because they only have a couple of bombs. I think he killed one vehicle there. Definitely killed at least one at the front, I think. A1 Abrams pushing up, 4 of them here. He's getting hit by HE bombers. One is dead, the other is routed in those two. These ones getting hit by multiple conkers. Mortars as well. T-62's pushing up. T-80 engaging them as well. They're taking a lot of fire. They could kill that T-80. Are these conkers at the front out of ammo? Yes, they are. Rocket attack jet coming in, finishing off this one. Oh. Unlucky. Unlucky. Commander being retreated out the point as well now. Back to +4 for xStark. 10 minutes left in the game. I think we can say xStark's probably won this one, even on points alone. But CRPR has to be commended for the amazing fight that he's put up towards the end of the game. Really impressed. He also took back Alpha right at the start, getting back into the town and everything, or the industrial area. Yeah, there comes the artillery fire. We knew it was coming sooner or later. Poor mech rifles stunned. They'll be lucky to survive this onslaught. No, they are dead. Back to +4 for xStark. And there's the surrender. Commiserations, CRPR, you played fantastically. Really good fight between you two. Some very exciting battles in that game. Some that I got very carried away with. I really enjoyed that. Obviously, there's a bit of a discrepancy in kills to losses there in xStark's favour. Perhaps obvious towards the end with CRPR losing a lot of those Abrams, but what a game. Really good fight from both players. Standout units, the Bradley doing a great job. Engineers, those two Cobras were doing a pretty good job overall. At the other side, SU-25 Rocket Attack Jet doing a fantastic job. Crpr doing a good job. BMP-3's outstanding as always. Conker's doing a really good job. That HE bomber, absolutely outstanding as well. T-80 getting plenty of kills as would be expected, and the T-62 not bad either. Really enjoyable game, guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned to the channel. We will be having the second game of this matchup at some point during the week. But I'll see you all soon.